Well, we're at the wonderful garage of Bob Welsh. Bob is former president of the Checker Car Club. Bob has a very impressive collection of checkers, and he's kept them all up. They all run, they're all beautiful cars, and it helps to illustrate the variety of cars that were available through Checker. People are accustomed to thinking that all that they did was taxi cabs. Well, they did a lot more than taxi cabs, and we're about to see it. Bob, I'm glad to get down here.
Nice to have you, Jim.
Good to see you again. Jim, nice to see you too.
I hope this is on network.
Oh, this is going to be a big money. It's going to probably be on screens all over the country. This is a, looks like about a 1968 or 69.
Try 71.
Try 71. Okay, I stand corrected. This is a Checker wagon. It's, I think the wagon is one of the better looking of the Checkers. Not that they aren't all gems, but some of them, just the line and the curve and everything looks good about them.
I agree with you 100%.
In 71, they had General Motors engines in them. And it's all pretty much standard stuff. This is a GM, did you say is a 327?
No, 350 here.
This is a 350, standard small block Chevy. Now this one I notice has got a different coil and a few other features, but for the most part it's a good strong package, and that's what Checker was noted for, building things reliable and tough. It's probably a turbo 400 transmission.
Yep.
And they're just rugged vehicles. The shroud, the inner fenders, everything is solid, and it's made quick to take on and off, because taxi cabs were likely to get into accidents fairly regular, and so they made them to be easy to repair, which is another one of the great features about Checkers. They're easy to work on. There's room inside the engine compartment. The fenders, the bumpers, the grills, everything come off easily and are easy to maintain. There's plenty of room everywhere on a Checker. That's one of their great features.
Jim, this was the dealer that you had out for getting near Chicago, not in Chicago, a Checker dealer that owned this car personally for years. So he zipped it up a little bit, a little different. So they didn't have that in 71 with the chrome bumpers.
That's a nice feature that looks
Really
good,
is.
and it takes
Really
up
does.
the space in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, another thing Checkers were noted for, you can modify them. Checker themselves modified the vehicles, and so it's not at all unusual for owners to put on a different carburetor or whatever makes the car work good. And here again, the wagons are plenty spacious. 6-footer can sit.
I do it with my grandson, so he can't climb in that seat since he can't reach up there.
Good idea. They're plenty spacious. This has a beautiful interior.
Doesn't it? It's all original?
It's all original. This is how Checker made it. It is not unusual to imagine that Checkers were designed sometimes to appeal to upscale car buyers. That would have been in the 60s mostly. But they also made other models like limousines and such, which we will get a chance to get a look at. The seat folds right down. It's nice and wide in the back. They made them so that you could actually put a 4x8 sheet in the back of a Checker. Not very many other station wagons on the market that you could do that. Yep, they even look great from the back. This is just a nicely designed vehicle. This is a 71 Checker Aerobus. It's got 8 doors. It was made for transporting lots of people. There would be events that folks would need to be carted back and forth. Especially at motels or at train stations or places where a lot of people. This holds 12 people and luggage comfortably. As I say, it's a 71. This has about 31,000 miles on it. It's just beautiful. It's got a nice interior. It's got, this is a padded dash, but it's different than the dash that they had in later models. So Checkers did change designs a little bit occasionally. The area back here, they've got guards on the windows in case there was luggage back there that would knock around. It wouldn't knock the windows out. It's a long ways down to the front of it. And this one is in particularly good shape. It's just immaculate. It doesn't have any rust. It looks beautiful. It's got the painted bumpers. These are not chrome. Don't know exactly where this came from. I have driven a Checker Aerobuses on occasions. In fact, when I was doing pickup from the bus station, when I was at Grand Valley State College, west of Grand Rapids, Michigan, this is what I picked people up from the bus station with. And we had more than 12 people on occasions. We'd have to pack them in tight, but I remember getting 15 people in, and everybody got back okay with all their stuff. This is a 1969 Checker. It's got 39,000 miles on it, and you can see that it was the late 60s when they made the change to the larger window. We have the 66 over there that's got the drip rail, and we've got this larger window here with no drip rail going across the front. This is a remarkable piece of work. This has got the E model with the extended back. It's got the jump seats in it again, and a very nice blue interior. This has another quite interesting and special feature about it in the engine. This was a Perkins 4-cylinder diesel that they put in this because Checker was always looking for something that would get a little bit better performance. They were ready to try diesels, they would try other things, they tried propane in later models. But this Perkins diesel right here must have been a mighty nice thing to drive behind now. I'm told that it was, it smelled a little bit like a diesel, but it got great mileage. And I'm sure it, while it didn't have a lot of power, once you got up to speed, you could hold it all day. Would have been a nice one to drive around. Here we have something that is, again, illustrates Checker's variety. They were willing to change to whatever kind of new idea would come along. The founder of Checker Motors, Morris Markin, was keen on improvement and making things more efficient, making things just work harder, work better. And this is a regular taxi cab. This has New York colors on it, but they used them in Chicago. What makes this interesting is that it has a propane engine. We've talked about some of the different options and different features that Checkers incorporated into their designs and how they were ready to change and adapt to a specific market. I think probably one of the most interesting vehicles that Checker ever made is a fine example right here. Belonged to Jim Hope. Hi, Jim. And Jim has got this over here, which is a Checker Medicar. Checkers made cars for people of various needs. They made cars that went down railroad tracks. They made cars for handling large groups of people, and they made cars for people who were wheelchair bound. So if a person needed something that they could roll up, get into, and this is back in 1969, they could select a Checker Medicar. It's got plenty of room back there. It's got a nice flat floor, as all Checkers did. You can get 2 wheelchairs in there. There was a ramp available that you just hook right into there and roll right up the ramp. They made about 1,000 of these, as I recall, and practically every one of them was just plain run till it wouldn't go anymore. People who had them loved them. We're going to set the ramp up a second and show you how that worked. There's a clip on it, I suppose, somewhere. You got to pry it apart. Alright, you got it. Alright, unfold that. Get this end a little bit. That made the ramp, and a wheelchair could ride right up into it, get into a comfortable position, and then it was a good, secure place to ride. You'll notice that the door swings 180 degrees all the way around. It made it, it's plenty tall. They put an extension up above the window. I'm guessing that you've got almost 4 feet, maybe a little more, for someone to get in. That's plenty of room. Well, it isn't just any car that you can do this in.